Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and slipping your feet into your shoes with absolute ease, realizing that heavy, tight feeling in your ankles is completely gone. For many people over 60, leg swelling or edema is not just an annoying cosmetic issue. It is a loud warning sign from your body that your circulation is fighting an uphill battle against gravity and time. But what if the solution wasn't another pharmaceutical pill with a long list of draining side effects, but something simpler that you can find in nature? Something you can sip right now? Today, we are uncovering a powerful natural liquid remedy backed by science that acts as a gentle diuretic, flushing out excess fluid and soothing inflammation in a matter of hours. Put the kettle on. Let us get your mobility back. You know that sensation all too well. It feels like you are dragging around two lead weights attached to your ankles, making every single step feel like a chore that demands more energy than it should. This heaviness is the hallmark of fluid retention, a condition where the lymphatic system slows down and fails to drain the excess liquid from your lower extremities efficiently. As we age, the tiny valves inside our veins, which act as one-way doors to push blood back up to the heart, can become weak or damaged, allowing fluid to leak into the surrounding tissues. It is a mechanical failure that leaves you feeling sluggish, uncomfortable, and often trapped in your own body, unable to enjoy the simple pleasure of a morning walk. It is crucial to understand that this swelling is not just water. It is often a stagnant pool of metabolic waste that your body is struggling to eliminate, creating a toxic environment for your cells. When this fluid sits in your lower legs for too long, it puts immense pressure on your skin and blood vessels, which can eventually lead to more serious complications like venous ulcers or deep vein thrombosis. This is why waiting it out is rarely the best strategy. You need to assist your body in reactivating its natural pumping mechanism. The drink we are discussing today is designed to target this specific stagnation, acting as a catalyst to get that fluid moving again. The medical term for this accumulation is edema, but you might know it simply as dropsy or fluid retention, and while it is common, it should never be ignored as just a normal part of getting older. Your body is composed largely of water, but that water needs to be in the right place, inside your cells hydrating them, not trapped between them, causing puffiness and pain. The difference between a healthy leg and a swollen one often comes down to the efficiency of your kidneys and your lymphatic drainage. If these filtration systems are clogged or sluggish, the fluid has nowhere to go but down, settling in your feet due to the constant pull of gravity. This is where our first key ingredient comes into play, a humble green herb that you likely garnish your dinner with, completely unaware of its potent medicinal properties for the kidneys. We are talking about parsley, specifically the flat leaf variety, which has been used for centuries in traditional medicine as a powerful aquaretic agent. Unlike harsh chemical diuretics that force your body to dump water indiscriminately, parsley works by gently stimulating the kidneys to increase urine production, while simultaneously filtering out toxins. It contains compounds like apiol and myristicin, which are the secret drivers behind its ability to draw excess sodium out of the body. Research has shown that parsley acts as a natural pump for the kidneys, encouraging them to flush out the accumulated water and salt that is causing your bloating. When you consume it in a concentrated form, like the tea we will be making, it signals to your body that it is time to release the floodgates and let go of that stagnant weight. It is not about drying you out, it is about restoring the flow that has been lost. This is the first step in reclaiming your comfort, giving your kidneys the specific biological tool they need to do their job effectively. However, simply knowing the ingredient is not enough. You must understand the urgency of addressing this swelling before it becomes a permanent state of being for your lower limbs. Chronic swelling stretches the skin and creates a cycle of inflammation that makes it harder and harder for the veins to recover their elasticity. By introducing this natural diuretic into your daily routine, you are essentially breaking that cycle, giving your veins a chance to rest and snap back to their healthy size. It is a protective measure as much as it is a remedy. We often think of health solutions as complicated medical procedures, but sometimes the most effective answers have been growing in our gardens for thousands of years. Parsley is rich in antioxidants and vitamins that support the overall structure of your veins, but its primary role here is volume control. By reducing the volume of fluid pressing against your tissues, you immediately alleviate the pain and tightness. In the next few paragraphs, we will explore why standard water pills might be failing you and how to fix the chemical imbalance that causes swelling in the first place. Many people hesitate to drink more fluids when they are already feeling swollen, fearing that adding water to the body will only make the puffiness worse, but this is a dangerous misconception. The reality is often the exact opposite. Your body holds onto water when it feels dehydrated or when there is an imbalance of electrolytes, specifically sodium and potassium. When you do not drink enough, your body panics and hoards every drop of liquid it can find, storing it in the spaces between your cells. This survival mechanism is what leads to that tight, shiny skin on your ankles that feels like it might burst. The real culprit in most cases of senior edema is not water itself, but an excess of sodium that acts like a magnet, holding water hostage in your tissues. To release this water, you do not need to dehydrate yourself. You need to flip the switch on the sodium-potassium pump within your cells. This biological pump requires potassium to push sodium, and the water attached to it, out of the cell and into the kidneys for excretion. Without enough potassium, the sodium stays put, and so does the swelling. This is why standard advice to just cut salt is often not enough. You need to actively increase your potassium intake. This brings us to our second powerhouse ingredient, arguably the most important one for this specific remedy, dandelion root. While many view the dandelion as a pesky weed to be removed from a manicured lawn, herbalists know it as one of the most effective and safe diuretics available in nature. Unlike pharmaceutical water pills, such as Lasix, which can deplete your body of essential potassium and leave you feeling weak and fatigued, dandelion root is naturally rich in potassium. This means it replaces exactly what your body needs while it flushes out the excess fluid. Think of dandelion root not just as a tea, but as a smart medicine that understands the delicate chemical balance your aging body requires to function correctly. When you sip this tea, it encourages your kidneys to filter blood more aggressively, removing the excess salt and water. But because it supplies a high dose of potassium simultaneously, you avoid the cramping and heart palpitations associated with synthetic diuretics. It is a potassium-sparing effect that makes it uniquely safer for long-term use in seniors who want to manage swelling naturally. You might be wondering about the timeline. How fast can a simple root tea actually work to reduce the size of your ankles? Most people report feeling a significant urge to urinate within 1 to 2 hours of consuming a strong cup of dandelion root tea. This increased frequency of urination is the visible sign that the remedy is working, that the dams have been opened and the fluid is leaving your system. It is a rapid response that can provide relief in a single afternoon, turning a painful day into a comfortable one. This rapid flushing effect is why we call this the sip this solution. It is not a supplement that needs weeks to build up in your system to show results. The compounds in dandelion root, specifically taraxacin, work directly on the kidney tubules to inhibit the reabsorption of salt. It is mechanical, it is chemical, and it is highly effective. However, it is important to source the right part of the plant. While the leaves are also good, the root has a deeper, more sustained effect on liver and kidney function, addressing the root cause of the congestion. Now, I have a quick question for you that might help others watching this video feel less alone in their struggle. If you have ever had to buy wide-fit shoes or wear compression socks just to get through the day, let me know in the comments below. Sharing your experience helps build a community where we can learn from each other's challenges. You are certainly not alone in this, and finding a solution that doesn't involve a prescription pad is a goal for many. As we move forward, remember that this drink is a combination therapy. We are not just using one ingredient, but a synergy of several to tackle swelling from all angles. We have the parsley to stimulate and the dandelion to balance electrolytes, but we still need to address the pain and the vascular health that holds everything together. The next ingredient we will add transforms this from a simple diuretic tea into a potent anti-inflammatory elixir that soothes the ache deep in your bones. Swelling is rarely a painless condition. For most seniors, it comes with a dull, throbbing ache or a sharp tightness that makes it difficult to focus on anything else. This pain is caused by inflammation, the body's immune response to the pressure and stagnation of fluid in the tissues. When the fluid sits there, it irritates the surrounding nerves and tissues, creating a hot environment inside your leg. To truly stop the swelling, we must also extinguish this internal fire, cooling down the tissues so they can relax and allow fluid to pass through. This leads us to the third critical component of our drink, a powerful duo of rhizomes, ginger and turmeric. These are not just flavorings. They are arguably the most potent natural anti-inflammatories known to science. Ginger contains a bioactive compound called gingerol, which has a unique ability to dilate or widen the blood vessels. This vasodilation is key because when your blood vessels are constricted, circulation slows down and fluid gets trapped. By opening up the highways of your circulatory system, ginger allows blood to flow freely, picking up excess fluid and carrying it away. Imagine your veins are like a garden hose. If there is a kink in the hose, pressure builds up behind it and the water stops flowing. Ginger acts to unkink that hose, smoothing out the muscle lining of the vessel walls and allowing for a robust, healthy flow. This improved circulation helps your heart pump fluid up from the legs against gravity with much less effort. Furthermore, ginger has a warming quality that stimulates circulation to the extremities, directly counteracting the cold, stagnant feeling that often accompanies edema. Turmeric works hand in hand with ginger, providing the compound curcumin, which blocks the specific enzymes in the body that cause inflammation and pain. Studies have shown that curcumin can be as effective as some over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the risk of stomach ulcers. When you combine ginger and turmeric in hot water, you are creating a medicinal broth that targets the structural cause of your pain. It reduces the swelling of the vessel walls themselves, making the channel for fluid drainage wider and more efficient. For seniors, digestion can sometimes be sensitive, so using fresh slices of ginger root and fresh turmeric root is often better than using dried powders, which can sometimes be gritty or irritating. The fresh oils released from the roots when steeped in hot water are highly bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs them instantly. The aroma alone can be soothing, but the real magic happens about 30 minutes after drinking, as the anti-inflammatory compounds begin to circulate in your bloodstream, seeking out areas of heat and pressure. It is important to note, however, that because ginger and turmeric are so effective at improving blood flow, they act as mild natural blood thinners. If you are currently taking prescription blood-thinning medication like warfarin, you should consult your doctor before consuming large amounts of these roots daily. Safety is always our top priority, and while these are natural foods, they are powerful enough to interact with medication. For most people, however, culinary amounts in a tea are perfectly safe and highly beneficial. This anti-inflammatory step is often skipped in standard advice for water retention, but it is the piece of the puzzle that provides relief from the discomfort. We are not just trying to shrink the ankle, we are trying to make the leg feel light and pain-free again. By calming the angry, inflamed tissues, we create an environment where the kidneys can do their work without fighting against a stressed-out body. So far, we have stimulated the kidneys with parsley, balanced our electrolytes with dandelion, and opened our blood vessels with ginger and turmeric. But there is one more chemical adjustment we need to make to the fluid itself to ensure it can be filtered rapidly. We need to adjust the pH balance of your body to optimize filtration, and the next ingredient does exactly that, while also strengthening the very walls of your veins to prevent future leaking. The fourth ingredient might seem counterintuitive because it tastes acidic, but its effect on the body is profoundly alkalizing and cleansing: lemon juice. Adding a fresh squeeze of lemon to your mixture does more than just brighten the flavor. It provides a concentrated dose of citric acid. While it is acidic in the glass, once metabolized by your body, lemon helps to balance the pH of your blood and urine. This slight shift in pH creates an environment where your kidneys can filter toxins and salts more efficiently, preventing the formation of kidney stones and encouraging fluid release. But the real secret weapon in lemon juice for leg swelling is not just the pH balance. It is the high concentration of bioflavonoids and vitamin C. Vitamin C is the essential building block of collagen, the protein that gives your skin and blood vessels their structure and elasticity. As we age, our collagen production drops, and our vein walls can become thin and leaky, allowing fluid to seep out into the tissue easily. By providing a blast of natural vitamin C, you are giving your body the raw materials it needs to patch up these microscopic leaks. Think of vitamin C as the cement that reinforces the walls of your vascular system. Stronger vessel walls mean less fluid leakage, which translates to less swelling over time. It is a long-term strategy disguised as a quick fix. Additionally, lemon juice acts as a mild liver stimulant, helping your liver to process hormones like estrogen and aldosterone. An excess of these hormones can actually cause the body to retain salt and water, so keeping the liver happy is a secret backdoor to stopping edema. You might be worried about the acid affecting your tooth enamel, which is a valid concern for seniors who want to preserve their dental health. The simple trick here is to drink your elixir through a straw, bypassing the teeth, or to rinse your mouth with plain water immediately after finishing your cup. These small adjustments allow you to get all the medicinal benefits of the lemon without any of the risks to your smile. It is a small habit that makes the remedy sustainable for daily use. Athletes have used lemon water for decades to reduce post-workout puffiness and inflammation, because it works. It clears out the lactic acid and metabolic waste that accumulates in muscles, and it does the exact same thing for the stagnant fluid in your legs. It refreshes the system, clears the pathways, and adds a zest that makes the medicine go down easier. It transforms a functional tea into a refreshing drink you will actually look forward to having. We are slowly building the ultimate swell-stop tea recipe, ingredient by ingredient. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss the exact ratios and the specific preparation method we will be revealing in just a moment. You need to know exactly how much lemon to squeeze to get the therapeutic effect without overdoing it. Now that we have addressed the fluid, the inflammation, and the vessel strength, we must look at the muscles surrounding these veins. Often, swelling is accompanied by terrible night cramps and a feeling of tightness that keeps you awake. This is usually a sign of a mineral deficiency that almost everyone over 60 has, and adding it to your routine can be the game changer for your comfort. We are talking about magnesium, the relaxation mineral. Magnesium is responsible for over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, but its most critical role in this context is its ability to relax smooth muscle tissue. Your blood vessels are lined with smooth muscle. When these muscles are tense or in spasm due to a magnesium deficiency, the vessels constrict, raising blood pressure and trapping fluid. By ensuring you have enough magnesium, you allow these vessel walls to relax and open up. This relaxation effect is why magnesium is so famous for curing leg cramps, but it also facilitates the drainage of edema. When the body is tight and stressed, it holds onto everything. When it is relaxed and mineralized, it lets go. You can introduce magnesium into this remedy in two ways: by taking a high-quality supplement alongside your tea, or by adding a pinch of mineral-rich salt, like Celtic sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, directly into the drink. Please do not confuse this with common white table salt. Table salt is heavily processed, stripped of all beneficial minerals, and is 99% sodium chloride. This is the bad salt that causes swelling. In contrast, unrefined mineral salts contain magnesium, potassium, and dozens of trace minerals that actually help your body hydration levels stabilize. A tiny pinch of Celtic salt on your tongue before drinking water helps the water get inside your cells rather than pooling around them. It is a concept called cellular hydration. You want the water to be absorbed, not stored. Magnesium acts as the gatekeeper that allows this proper absorption to happen. Without it, you can drink gallons of water and still be dehydrated on a cellular level while being swollen on a visible level. This mineral corrects that imbalance, stopping the cramps and the swelling simultaneously. The synergy here is incredible. The dandelion flushes the bad fluids, the ginger opens the path, the lemon reinforces the walls, and the magnesium relaxes the tension. It is a four-pronged attack on edema that works with your body's natural physiology rather than suppressing it. In the next part of this video, we will discuss how to use gravity to your advantage, and a simple physical maneuver you can do while sipping this tea to double its effectiveness. Even though we have assembled a chemically perfect elixir to flush out your kidneys and soothe inflammation, we must acknowledge that your body still has to obey the laws of physics. You are fighting against gravity, a constant force that pulls every drop of fluid down toward the earth, pooling it in your ankles simply because they are the lowest point of your body. No drink, no matter how potent, can completely overcome gravity if you remain static, standing or sitting in the same position for hours on end. To supercharge the effects of the tea we are making, you need to combine the chemistry of the ingredients with the mechanics of movement, essentially giving the fluid a physical push in the right direction to help it find the exit. The most effective way to assist this drainage is a modified yoga technique known as Viparita Karani, or simply legs up the wall, but adapted for senior comfort and safety. You do not need to be a yogi to do this. Simply lie on your bed or a soft rug, scoot your hips close to the wall, and extend your legs upwards, resting your heels against the wall. If this is too difficult, stacking 3 or 4 firm pillows under your calves while lying on the couch works perfectly well. The goal is to position your feet higher than the level of your heart, reversing the gravitational pull so that the fluid naturally drains back down toward your torso, where your kidneys can process it. This simple inversion creates a slide for the stagnant lymph fluid. Instead of fighting to climb up your leg, it can effortlessly flow down, instantly relieving that bursting pressure in your feet. Doing this for just 15 minutes while you are relaxed is often enough to see a visible difference in the size of your ankles. It is the perfect time to listen to an audiobook, meditate, or simply rest your eyes, turning a therapeutic necessity into a moment of self-care. When you combine this gravity assist with the diuretic effect of the dandelion and parsley tea, you are attacking the swelling from both the inside and the outside, doubling the speed of relief. However, we cannot lie down all day, so we must also activate the second heart of the body, which is located in your calf muscles. Your heart pumps blood down to your feet, but it relies on the contraction of your calf muscles to squeeze the veins and shoot the blood back up. If your calves are weak or inactive, the blood pools. Therefore, you must perform ankle pumps throughout the day. This is a simple movement. Sit with your feet flat, then lift your heels as high as possible like you are standing on tiptoes, and then rock back to lift your toes. This rocking motion manually compresses the veins, forcing the fluid out like toothpaste from a tube. I recommend performing a set of 20 ankle pumps immediately after finishing your cup of tea, effectively churning the liquid you just drank into your system and stimulating circulation. It is a powerful trigger. The tea changes the blood chemistry to release water, and the muscle pump physically moves that water to the bladder. You can do this while watching television, reading the newspaper, or even sitting at the dinner table. Nobody even needs to know you are doing it. It is a stealth exercise that keeps your vascular system active and prevents the stagnation that leads to that heavy wooden feeling in the legs. A critical rule to remember is the 1-hour rule, which states that you should never sit in the same position for more than 60 minutes without moving. Prolonged sitting causes the hip flexors to tighten, which can pinch the major veins in the groin, acting like a dam that blocks fluid from leaving the legs. Set a timer on your phone or kitchen oven if you have to. When it beeps, get up and walk to the window, do your ankle pumps, or simply stretch. This breaks the static posture and reopens the floodgates for circulation, ensuring that the tea you drank can actually circulate to where it is needed most. I remember speaking with a gentleman named Robert who drank the tea religiously but saw no results because he spent 8 hours a day sitting in his armchair watching news. Once he incorporated the ankle pumps and the legs up rest period into his afternoon routine, the swelling that had plagued him for a decade vanished in 3 days. It was not that the tea didn't work, it was that his lifestyle was blocking the cure. You must be an active participant in your own healing, using these mechanical tools to unlock the full potential of the natural ingredients we have discussed. Now, before we move on to the things you must absolutely avoid drinking, I have a quick question for you regarding your symptoms. Do you notice that your swelling is significantly worse in the morning when you wake up, or does it get progressively worse as the day goes on, peaking in the evening? Please comment morning or evening down below in the comments section. This distinction is actually very important because morning swelling often points to kidney issues, while evening swelling is usually a circulation or heart issue, and knowing this can help you tailor your approach even further. While we are focusing on adding beneficial ingredients to your routine, we must be brutally honest about the beverages that are actively sabotaging your efforts and refilling your legs with fluid. You cannot bail water out of a sinking boat if you have a massive hole in the bottom. Likewise, you cannot cure edema if you continue to consume liquids that trigger retention. The first and most common offender for seniors is the evening glass of wine or beer. While it might help you relax, alcohol is a potent inhibitor of the antidiuretic hormone, which initially makes you dehydrate but then causes a massive rebound effect, where the body desperately holds onto water the next day to recover. This rebound edema is why you often wake up with a puffy face and swollen fingers after a night of drinking. Your body is in panic mode, hoarding fluid to dilute the toxins from the alcohol. For someone already struggling with weak veins, this is a disaster. Alcohol also dilates blood vessels in a way that allows more fluid to leak into the tissues, compounding the problem. If you are serious about stopping leg swelling, I strongly recommend swapping that evening alcohol for our herbal elixir for just 7 days to see the difference. The clarity in your mind and the lightness in your legs will likely convince you to make the change permanent. The second saboteur is one that many people believe is harmless or even healthy: processed coffee drinks. While a cup of black coffee can actually be a mild diuretic, The moment you add dairy creamers, syrups, or artificial sweeteners, you turn it into an inflammatory bomb. Dairy can be mucus-forming and inflammatory for many seniors, and sugar spikes your insulin levels. High insulin signals your kidneys to reabsorb sodium rather than excreting it, meaning that your sweet coffee is literally instructing your body to hold on to salt and water. This connection between insulin and sodium retention is often overlooked. People think only salt causes swelling, but sugar is just as guilty because of how it affects kidney hormones. If you must have coffee, keep it black or use a splash of plant-based milk, and strictly avoid the sugary concoctions from coffee shops, which can contain more sugar than a soda. Speaking of soda, this brings us to the third and perhaps most deceptive enemy of your circulation: diet sodas and carbonated beverages that claim to be sodium-free or sugar-free. Do not be fooled by the labels. Diet sodas are often loaded with phosphoric acid and artificial sweeteners like aspartame, which can disrupt your gut health and confuse your metabolism. Furthermore, the carbonation itself can cause bloating in the stomach, which puts pressure on the abdominal veins, slowing down the return of blood from the legs. Many of these drinks also contain hidden salts in the form of preservatives like sodium benzoate. You might not taste the salt because of the artificial sweetness, but your kidneys certainly feel it and react by halting water excretion. It is absolutely critical to become a detective with your beverage labels. If you see words you cannot pronounce, there is a high probability that the substance causes inflammation or retention. The industrial chemicals used to preserve shelf life are foreign to your body, and your body often dilutes these foreign substances with water to protect your organs, leading to, you guessed it, more swelling. By eliminating these chemical cocktails, you stop the influx of toxins, allowing your liver and kidneys to finally catch up on the backlog of work. Replacing these habitual drinks with the Sip This elixir we are about to finalize does two things at once. It removes the trigger causing the swelling, and it provides the medicine to cure it. It is a double negative that results in a massive positive for your health. Instead of the sugar crash from soda or the dehydration from alcohol, you get the sustained energy of hydration and the soothing effect of anti-inflammatory herbs. It is not just about restriction, it is about upgrading your fuel to a premium source that your body recognizes and loves. We are now ready to combine everything into the master elixir, the ultimate recipe that integrates the parsley, dandelion, ginger, turmeric, and lemon into a single, drinkable routine. I want you to pay close attention to the preparation method, as boiling some of these ingredients for too long can destroy their active compounds, while not steeping them enough will leave the medicine trapped in the fiber. The goal is to create a potent extraction that is gentle on your stomach, but aggressive against swelling. Here is the exact recipe you need to write down. Start with 2 cups of filtered water and bring it to a boil. Once boiling, reduce the heat to a simmer and add 1 teaspoon of dried dandelion root, or a tea bag, 1 teaspoon of chopped fresh parsley, and 3 thin slices of fresh ginger. Let this simmer gently for about 5 to 7 minutes, no longer. Turn off the heat, add a pinch of turmeric powder, or fresh root if you have it, and cover the pot to let it steep for another 5 minutes. Finally, strain the liquid into a mug and squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. This specific combination and sequence ensure that the hard roots like dandelion and ginger release their properties during the simmer, while the delicate parsley and lemon are not overcooked. The result is a warm, earthy, and zesty tea that feels healing from the first sip. I recommend adding a tiny pinch of black pepper to activate the turmeric absorption, and if you need sweetness, a small drop of natural honey or stevia is acceptable, though the tartness of the lemon is usually flavor enough. Now let's talk about the protocol, because when you drink, this is just as important as what you drink. I recommend the 10 and 2 method. Drink your first cup at 10 o'clock in the morning and your second cup at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This timing is strategic. It allows the diuretic effect to work throughout the active part of your day, giving you plenty of time to flush out the fluid before you go to bed. You want to avoid drinking this tea after 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or you risk waking up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom, which disrupts your sleep and recovery. Physically, you should expect to visit the restroom more frequently for the first few hours after drinking. Do not be annoyed by this, but rather celebrate it. Every trip to the bathroom is a victory, a sign that the pressure in your legs is being released and the toxins are leaving your body. You should start to feel your shoes loosening and your ankles becoming more defined within 3 to 4 days of consistent use. The heavy, wooden feeling should be replaced by a sensation of lightness and improved mobility. However, I must include a crucial safety check. If your swelling is accompanied by shortness of breath, chest pain, or if you press a finger into your ankle and the pit stays there for a long time without bouncing back, this could be a sign of heart failure or kidney failure, not just simple edema. In these cases, natural remedies are not a substitute for emergency medical care. Always listen to your body, and if something feels wrong or the swelling is sudden and asymmetrical, only in one leg, please see your doctor immediately to rule out a blood clot. For the vast majority of you, however, Sip This elixir is a safe, effective, and delicious way to regain control over your body. It is a proactive step that says, you are not willing to accept pain as a natural part of aging. You have the recipe, you have the knowledge of the mechanics, and you know what to avoid. The only thing left to do is to go to the kitchen, boil the water, and take that first sip toward lighter, healthier legs. You have the power to change how you feel, and it doesn't always require a prescription. Sometimes it just requires the right knowledge and a bit of discipline. By combining the natural diuretic power of dandelion and parsley with the anti-inflammatory strength of ginger and turmeric, you are giving your body the ultimate toolkit to repair itself. If you found this natural approach helpful, I have a complete guide on foods that unclog arteries right here on the screen. Click here to continue your journey to better circulation and heart health. I will see you there.